Stop. Think. Think about that person.
Let's rock and roll!
Alright guys, you guys get to help me with my game. It sounds like fun, right? I know you guys are excited to help me code this shit. And I haven't coded... Hello, people. How you doing? So, I'm working on my rock and roll game. I'm working on another kind of a end level boss theme, and so you know you have some variety after you clear the waves of asteroids. And I have the boss, the big red boss ship that shoots the lightning bolts at you. And I'm kind of working on adding some Monster Rock content. As you can see, that's a huge freaking asteroid. And I've tried a couple of different things as far as like making the rock and making it so that, you know, you shoot at it and chunks fall off. I think I want to make it so you have to protect the Earth. I mean, after all, the main game in rock and roll is protecting the Earth. So in this particular level, I think I want to try to have you protect the Earth from getting hit. To do that, though, rather than having you bust this big asteroid apart, I'm thinking about maybe when this boss level first spawns in, I'm thinking about maybe making the VDS spawn over on... Hang on. Okay, we haven't got a pause feature in this Monster Rock right now. But I'm thinking about having the VDS spawn in here, and then you'll see the Earth down in the bottom right. And then the VDS will actually magically spawn in this huge freaking rock, and he'll laugh. And instead of the rock, the big ass rock being hurled at the Earth, I'm thinking what'll happen is the VDS will hurl his, you know, molten shots at the big rock and cause pieces of the rock to crumble off. So I don't think I want to have the VDS shooting you, and I don't want you to be able to go and destroy the VDS. So I think what I'll do is I'll probably put some kind of a barrier. I'll create like a magical shield or something like that that kind of goes across in the middle somewhere here. And the big rock can't go through the shield, you can't go through the shield, and the VDS can't go through the shield. The VDS also can't shoot rocks or you through the shield. So neither one of you can shoot at each other while the shield's in place. And the big ass rock can't go through the shield to hit the Earth. But what can happen, I'm thinking, is the VDS will shoot the big rock, and then the pieces, the chunks that fall off the rock when he shoots it will be able to go through that shield. And you have to be over here kind of shooting the little chunks before they hit the earth. And you're trying to protect the earth. And every time maybe the VDS shoots chunks off the rock, he'll laugh. And eventually, eventually at some point, I'll have it so the big rock will disappear, and the VDS will be over here, the shield will still be here, you'll be stuck over on this side, and then the shield at the end, after you protect the earth, the shield will disappear, and then you'll actually have to protect the earth from the VDS himself. So you'll be able to compete and try to destroy the VDS. But before you get to fight the VDS, and before the VDS can hurt you, it'll all be about the VDS trying to break apart this big-ass rock and get the earth destroyed. And you'll have to kind of save the earth from all the rocks flying towards it. Yeah. I think that's what I'm going to do. Alright. So, that is the plan right now, guys. I don't know. I was kind of hoping to do a live stream and get feedback. I know when I first started making rock and roll, a lot of, I got a lot of good feedback and ideas and suggestions and stuff like that. Oh, did I misspell it? Shush, kitty. Oh my god, poor gaming? Yeah. Because it's poor programming? Oh my god, that's funny. There we go. It should be fixed now. That's hilarious. Alright, so we're gonna work on that, guys, and that will take a few minutes to get all this in place. Give me a second here. So I think for the monster rock room, I think we're going to pick this up and we're going to have you appear over here on this side. I'm trying to wonder if I should have maybe I should have the earth in the middle. I think it will. Rather than having the earth down here at the bottom, I think I'm going to have the earth appear down here at the middle. Let me look at that earth. That earth is objects. There's so much crap in this game now. Okay. It is Sprite Planet. I need to see if that's got a center point or what. Sprite Planet. Yeah. Okay, so the center would be about 4. We'll just call it 450. And we probably same X location. Okay. So let's go ahead and create the Earth at about 450 Y. I think we're going to speed up the Earth a little bit too on the rotation. Try 0.08 on the spin speed. Let's check that out. Rock and roll is cool, and my ISP is being stupid. Oh no, come on, Zax. It was just a mild friendly trolling from me. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't have. Yeah, I thought it was funny. I thought it was clever. How you doing today, Kitty? If you're still here. All right. Stop.
Let's rock and roll.
Okay. There we go. That looks better. So all I've done is I've put the Earth kind of in the center. Maybe take it to the left a little bit. It's a little bit too far to the right, I think. The spin speed looks pretty good. And let's see. You're tired, but okay. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I really want to get this content that I want to get added to Rock and Roll in and get it looking a little bit better. I think the UI is a big improvement over what I had before. But I've been wanting to put in this Monster Rock for... I mean, I came up with this Monster Rock idea like 4 or 5 months ago. And I really want to get this added. You know, just to change up the boss levels, facing the same boss every time you clear a level. I just want to get up a different you know, to add variety to the game. So I want to get this added, and then as soon as I get this all done, I want to get working on my next game. Like, I have put a lot of time into this game, and you know, the sales that I've gotten from this game don't justify the amount of content and the amount of work and hours that I've put into this game. But still, this is my first game on Steam. This is my first big game. It's my baby, and I want to make it as good a game as I can. I really haven't added Rock and Roll yet. I mean, added Rock and Roll. I haven't added Monster Rock, my idea, to the game yet, because I really didn't know how to do it and make it fun. Like, I tried making it so you just try to destroy the big rock here before it touches the earth and have you break it apart, but it really wasn't fun. It was just kind of boring. So I think by creating the VDS, one of the most evil villains in the game, and have him come in and magically make the rock appear and laugh at you as he breaks it apart, will actually make it more interesting and more exciting. And then kind of have you, the only thing you can do, you can't take out the VDS because the shield will be in the middle. So the first thing I think we want to do is we want to go ahead and spawn the VDS. We'll spawn him kind of up at the top left. And he'll spawn in the rock and laugh. I want to put that in. We'll go ahead and do that in the stream. And I want to go ahead and create the magical shield in this stream. And then, I mean, I have a lot of code and stuff like that that I can copy and stuff. So I don't feel like this content, now that I have a pretty clear idea of how I want to do it. But the reason I'm streaming is because I want to get any ideas from any viewers as well. You're geocentrist, putting the Earth at the center. You think that's bad? Yeah, that's why I call it Monster Rock. It is a big ass rock. Right now it doesn't do anything. I just kind of put it in here to get an idea of how big it is. I mean, it's a freaking huge. Look how much bigger it is than the Earth. I mean, I don't know that what I'm thinking is the best way to do this. Maybe it would be better to just leave the VDS out of it, leave the magical shield out of it completely, and have the rock go towards the monster rock go towards the Earth. And maybe, obviously, if I hit the rock right now, I believe if I hit the rock, I die. Yeah. So if you hit the rock, you're obviously going to lose a life, right? But maybe it would be more fun is if your bullets actually move the rock back. That could be interesting. So every time you shoot the rock, it moves the rock. The rock's going to continue to come towards the Earth, but you kind of slow down the every shot will kind of not slow it down, but keep it from moving for a second. But at the expense, or at the risk, of pieces of the monster rock shattering off and flying at higher speeds towards the Earth. I don't know how I should do this. That's a 1-to-1 scale. Yeah, I just drew that. It's a 1-to-1 scale. It's a big-ass sprite. So if I get out of this... Yeah, I'll show you. Let me bring up my desktop again here. So, I mean, I'll show you the sprites, like asteroid sprites right here. Like, here's a huge rock, 128 by 128. This is the biggest, like the biggest asteroid in the game before Monster Rock. It's created on a 128 by 128 size. And it can look like 3 different rocks. So the biggest rocks in the game are, take those 3 formations right there. And that's how big they are right there. That's the biggest rock in the game right now. And if we go to Monster Rock, hang on. Why do I not have the big Monster Rock in the, it's right here. So the biggest rock before was 128 by 128. This one's a 500 by 500 sprite. So it's a massive sprite. Yeah. You would need special bullets to alter its trajectory. Have you thought about special weapons such as a, as opposed to a shield? What do you mean? Yeah, I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want you to be able to alter the trajectory or not. Maybe. What if? Okay. So what if we have the Earth here, right? Here's your ship. The VDS spawns over here. The VDS comes in. I kind of like the idea of you going up against the VDS and the VDS kind of creating the monster rock and laughing. And sending, maybe the VDS will spawn the rock and send the rock towards the Earth and laugh. And as the rock comes, you have the ability to push the rock back towards the VDS, but the VDS can shoot the rock as well. And so kind of like a game of ping pong. Think almost like a ping pong where you're competing against the VDS. You're trying to send the rock back at the VDS. The VDS is trying to send the rock at the Earth. But every time you shoot the rock, and every time the VDS shoots the rock, there's a chance of crumbles of the big monster rock coming off. And the crumbles could fly around, and you'd have to watch those crumbles, you know, the smaller pieces of the rock, to make sure they don't hit the Earth and kill people. That could be cool, too. I don't know. Thinking here. Don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I want to make it as fun as I can. And if I open it up like that, so it's like kind of a game of ping pong, the question is, will you be able to go and just fight the VDS to take it out? Because that would kind of destroy the... people that know how to take out the VDS would just go kill the VDS, so he's not continuing to send the rock at the Earth, and then they would just change the trajectory and make it move back this way. Maybe that's how you win the. Maybe that's how you win this level: is get the monster rock sent this way enough, and it goes off the screen. And of course, the VDS wins if he hits. If he destroys the Earth, either by sending the monster rock into the Earth or pieces of the monster rock into the Earth. If you replied, I missed it. If I disappear, you know why? Yeah, you're having internet problems, Kitty. It's okay. I talked to Kage earlier. He said he's doing okay. I wanted to check in with him and make sure he's doing okay. Seems like he's doing okay. A shield? No, I wasn't talking about a shield. I was talking about kind of basically a line to prevent you from battling the VDS. So kind of like a magical barrier, if you would, going the length of the screen, basically preventing you from crossing the line and preventing the VDS from crossing the line, preventing you from fighting the VDS as you guys have this war as he crumbles the rock and tries to send the rock at the Earth, and as you try to save the Earth. Just to keep you from battling the VDS, because I don't know if I want you to be able to battle the VDS. But maybe. I don't know how I want to do this. I don't know what would be the most fun way to do this little boss level. I know I want to, I'm pretty sure I want to have you protecting the Earth. I think that would be a good idea for my game, since that's kind of what the main mission is all about, is protecting the Earth. So I think having a boss level where you're trying to protect the Earth and the boss is trying to destroy the Earth would be cool. I think I will. I think I'm going to create a shield. Not a shield, but a barrier. And maybe I'll even make the VDS spawn it in. Like, the VDS will appear first, and then he'll spawn the barrier and laugh. And maybe I'll even have him say something like, "You can't get me," or something. I don't know. But I'll have it look pretty obvious. The VDS will appear first. He'll first create a magical barrier to keep you from getting at him. And then he'll spawn in the monster rock. The monster rock can go across the barrier. The only thing that can't go across the barrier is you and your shots and the VDS, his shots, and him. So all rocks can cross the barrier, but you and the VDS cannot cross the barrier. So the VDS is trying to send the rock this way and break crumbles off to create drama for you, and you're trying to knock the rock back towards him and also take care of any crumbles that come off because they might hit your Earth. How's it going, NBC Company? What's going on, dude? I like the concept of keeping up with protecting the Earth. It is the story behind the game. Yeah. He's sounding better, but he's still with his vocal cords affected by the laryngitis. Oh, man. Yeah, good. Welcome to stream, NBC. Working on ideas for my new Monster Rock content for rock and roll, man. I don't know how much you've played this game. A bit tired. 2 days of the terrain can make you really, or make you heavily bored. Yeah, I bet. I think that's what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to work on a barrier first. So I'm going to get a magical barrier, and I think I'm going to have it look like the VDS creates this, because the VDS is scared that you'll kill him. The VDS's mission in this mode, in this boss mode, is to destroy the Earth. So the VDS will be all about trying to destroy the Earth, and he's going to do that by creating this big monster rock. And then he's going to shoot, you're both going to shoot the rock to try to change the trajectory. However, the VDS's shots are bigger than yours, so he's going to be able to move the rock faster than you can, because he is the computer AI. So obviously I want the odds to be against you. So I want you to feel pressure. So not only is he going to have more power to shoot, and getting this balance so it's fun to play and not too challenging but not too challenging is going to be the key here. But the VDS will shoot the rock. Every time he shoots the rock, it'll move the rock towards the Earth. So the VDS will kind of stay in a position. I don't want the VDS to ever move over here. The VDS will probably stay in one position, kind of right here in the middle. And he'll just be laughing and shit. And he'll be shooting the freaking rock to move it towards the Earth. Every time he shoots the rock, though, there's a risk that parts of the rock will come off in the form of other asteroids like you've already seen a million times, but maybe at higher speeds. So now there's going to be crumbles coming off this big fucking monster rock, and you're going to have to worry about those hitting the Earth, and you're still going to have to worry about knocking the big rock back towards him, because if the big rock hits the Earth is done. I don't know yet, like, if a small rock hits the Earth, is that going to be the end of the level? Like, you know, what happens? What happens if the Earth gets destroyed? Does your game immediately end? You know, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Here instead now I have to doubt I will ever have more than 2.5 megabytes. Oh my gosh. And they told me I could get 100 megabytes without any issues, and nobody in town is over 20. Oh my gosh, that sucks, NBC. Yeah, I like, Kitty says I would change my ISP, and it's been acting up for months already, but the choices are between bad and worse. Yeah, we're kind of limited here as well, Kitty. So what do you think, Kitty? What do you think, guys, about you and this VDS kind of having a war? It's not really volleyball, but kind of like a ping pong battle with this monster rock. You're trying to send this rock back at the VDS. Maybe I should make it even... You know what would be cool is if... what happens if a rock... Because in the normal game, if the VDS is hit by a rock, nothing happens. So, like, if you're playing against the VDS in the normal game mode, I mean, the VDS getting touched by rocks, it doesn't do anything. The rocks just pass right over it. I'll probably keep it like that. Keep it from getting too complex. I was going to say it'd be cool if, like, you hit... Yeah, I don't think I want you to be able to destroy the VDS in this spot. So I think what I'm going to do is you're trying to get the rock sent back over off the screen this way, while the VDS is trying to keep it going towards the Earth. But if you win this push battle and push it off the screen, then this magical shield will disappear, and then it'll be you versus the VDS once the rock is gone. So you'll get to fight the villain and take him out. If the Earth is destroyed by either the monster rock or debris, yeah, it'd probably be... I probably will make it be game over. Yeah, because your main mission is to protect the Earth. Or I could make it... I could do something with the Geos gems. So rather than your game being over, like if it is challenging, I don't know that I would want somebody to... Like, let's say somebody goes in and they go into this, boss battle, and they have, 7 lives or something like that. They're doing really well. And then all of a sudden they lose this boss battle. That's a lot of pressure that if the Earth gets hit by even, an asteroid or whatever, that their game's over. So I think what I might do, what do you guys think about this? So you're earning these Geos gems, right? Maybe I'll make it so if a rock hits the Earth, the Geos gems can protect it. After all, the Geos gems are there to protect your Earth or to try to save the Earth. So, as long as you have a Geos gem, and it's not the main big fucking rock, I'm going to say if the main big rock hits the Earth, it's game over. Because a Geos gem isn't strong enough to protect the Earth from that big of a rock. But if it's any other rock, the rocks that are the debris rocks that are breaking off, if one of those debris rocks hits the Earth, after all, they'll be flying faster too, so it'll be a little bit more challenging to hit all of them. But if a rock hits the Earth, as long as you have at least one Geos gem, the Geos gem will be destroyed, but the Earth will be saved. So just like kind of like the whole theme of my game, the Geos gems will help you protect the Earth in this wave, in this bot battle. That sounds good to me. What do you think? It's an interesting angle. They artificially generate a monster rock to attack the Earth. Definitely a higher difficulty level. You could give it 3 lives before game over, or 3 or 5 or something. Yeah. I just want to create something different. Like Rock and Roll is all about... You have the boss battle, which is a little bit different than the main shooting rocks element. But here, I really want to try to create a battle where you don't get to just go destroy the VDS at the start. You have to kind of have a battle of pushing the rock back and forth. And the way you'll do that is with your shots. So it'll take a lot of your shots. So things like getting rapid fire. So maybe I'll continue to have the rapid fire power up be a possibility. So power ups will be a possibility here in this mode. So you might get a power up like rapid fire, or in the upgrade center you can increase your firepower. So either way, increased firepower in this mode is going to help you, because the more you can fire, the more you're going to be able to push that rock back the other way. So maybe I won't even make rapid fire. Maybe I won't even make power-ups come into this wave. It'll challenge you. It'll make you realize, hey, every time you go to the upgrade center, I might want to put money into my firepower, so that when I go up against the freaking VDS in the monster rock battle, you know, I'll be able to easier push that rock away. Maybe I won't do power-ups. It'll give you more reason to increase your firepower at the upgrade center. I was referring to about debris like a meteor shower. In a real-life scenario, it would be Earth's destruction. At least for the life forms. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, let's go ahead and work. I know that I don't want the player to just be able to go in and take out the VDS first thing when this thing spawns. So I gotta prevent the player from being able to cross over where the VDS is. So I think we're gonna put the VDS doesn't need a lot of space. We need just enough space to where he can fire at the rock. So I think the line, the barrier is going to be somewhere over on this side, giving you, the player, more room to fly around. And if you hit the barrier here, you'll just bounce off. Okay, so we just need to create something that looks kind of like a magical barrier. I'm kind of thinking just some like blue lines that kind of change, that kind of have waves. So I know my height of the screen is like, I believe it's like 812. Yeah, it's about 812, something like that. So we're going to go ahead and create a new sprite here, guys. And how wide do I want this thing? Maybe as wide as the ship, so maybe 32. So we're going to call this sprite barrier. And we are going to create a new one, and it's going to be 32 wide by 812 long. And all we're doing now, guys, is creating this barrier, so it's obvious that you can't just go over and attack the VDS, and he can't attack you. How you doing, Wolfie? What's going on? So you guys like the idea of the barrier? I mean, we need something visible to show the player and prevent the player from going over and just attacking the VDS. The VDS is going to be safe from your spiral attacks and your dynamite and all that shit in this mode. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to create... I want it to look kind of fancy. I want it to look magical. So... let's go ahead and go like a light blue here. Let me zoom in. Draw a line. I wish we could curve these lines. I might be better off. What's this? Spray paint, yeah. I think it might be easier to draw this in a different program. But we'll do my best right here. Up. God damn it. What? Oh, I didn't start at the top. Okay. Oops. Fuck, man. I keep going outside my limit. And don't worry, we're just trying to get an idea of we're just trying to get a basic idea, because we might completely change this, guys. I just want to see if this is going to work. Alright, so if we go like this now, and we can also add effects to it as well. So if we go Control C, Control V, we get two of the same one now. Now we're going to, let's go ahead and go CV, CV again. Now we got four of the same things. Now we just need to alter this thing. So here we're going to go transform. We're going to flip it horizontally. We don't want it to apply to all images. We just want it to apply to this one. Let's go ahead and get a preview, guys. Speed it up. Oops, that's slower. It's too fast. Okay, hang on. For this one, we're just going to transform. We're going to scale this one. We don't want to scale it vertically. We want to scale it horizontally, like make it smaller. Bam. Kind of like that. And then here we'll just scale it again. Maybe not as much. Okay. Something like that. Well, let's go ahead and move this image here this way. Maybe not so fast. Maybe even slower than that. 20. So that's kind of what it'll look like, except it'll be longer. Does that look like a barrier, guys? That's the idea, anyway. I mean, look how fast I created that, guys. That kind of looks pretty cool, right? How you doing, Random Gaming? What's going on? 8 people here now. Sassy, how you doing? Am I having problems? What do you mean problems, Sassy? Are you not seeing the stream? I would like it if it were wider, the barrier. We could make it wider. I mean, we can stretch it out or whatever. Let's take a look at this in the game, though, guys. I have to make this into an object. Let's go ahead and just create an object out of this real quick and see what it looks like on the screen, and then see if we would need to make it bigger or wider or whatever. Just call this object barrier. We're going to attach the sprite to it. I mean, we can always go back and change the sprite. It's really easy to do in GameMaker here. I'm seeing you. I'm seeing it. You kept having to restart the lines. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not really good at drawing, especially with a mouse. Yeah, I see what you're talking about now. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we need to do a create event on this thing. And we just need to set the speed and all that. Image speed equal point. Let's try that. We can also make it change color as well. We can use a command and kind of make the hue change color if we want to. I don't know that we want to do that. But all we're going to do, guys, for right now is we're just going to go ahead and place this object into the monster rock area and kind of get an idea of what it looks like. What I'm eventually going to do is I'm going to have the VDS spawn. I'm going to use code to make the VDS spawn first. I'll make him laugh, and then he'll be like, he'll create the barrier, and then he'll create the rock. So it'll look like the VDS is spawning this shit in. But right now I just want to make sure it looks right and all that. Make sure it looks okay. So for right now, we're just going to go ahead and we're just going to put the barrier like right. Yep, that's about. I got it about the right height, about the right size and everything. We're just going to do something like that, And we also need to, when we spawn this freaking, not monster, yeah, monster control right here. This guy also needs to be at, that's the monster rock. Where's the VD? Oh yeah, I haven't made the VDS yet. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna, this VDS guy though needs to be different than my main VDS. So object VDS, we're just gonna duplicate that guy because I need different code because this VDS is not gonna do the same thing as the other VDS. So object, I'll just call this one MR VDS. And he's actually gonna he's gonna show up down here. We're gonna drag him down here with our monster rock shit for now. And we're gonna go instance create. We're gonna put him about probably 40, 450, comma object MR VDS. No, I know a lot of you guys have no idea what the hell I'm doing. But when we create this guy, he's gonna have all this crap like the same amount of life and all that. I think we might make him harder to destroy it eventually. But for right now, guys, we are not going to, right in the normal game, he tries to destroy asteroids and shit like that. So for right now, he is not going to be doing any of this shit. He's not going to be moving around, really. And if he does, we don't want any of this stuff here. So we don't want him firing at the player and other shit right now. So we're just going to take all that shit out. What is this alarm here? This is just his evil sounds. Okay. Let's go ahead and play and see what we got. How you doing, Barty? The game is out? What game is out? Hey, Kurumi, how you doing? Sorry, guys, I'm missing some of the chat. Now we're starting to get some people coming here. I'm surprised at how many people end up coming in and watching these streams when I work on this coding a game. I would think it would be extremely boring to watch somebody coding a game, but in the past, people have seemed to enjoy these streams. I think I might be the only one who knows what's going on, Barty says. Yeah, because Barty is a developer himself, guys. He's 15, and he's made a couple of games on Steam just like me. Alright.
Stop. Think. Think about that person you love the most. The one who you hold dearest to your heart. Okay, so maybe it's more than one. All the more reason to understand the importance of this mission now. They are down there, back home on Earth. And you're...
Let's rock and roll!
Alright. You guys should be seeing something here in a minute. Alright, so we're going to go... That actually doesn't look half bad. Where's my VDS, though? Oh, there he is. He's moving around. He shouldn't be moving around. We can prevent that, though. Oh, I think it's because when he's created it, it chooses a direction for him to move. So, we can hear the sounds of the VDS. He's going to end up spawning in the rock. And I need to make it so that we can't cross this barrier here. And he can't cross the barrier. But the barrier actually looks pretty good for now. I mean, I can always make it look better now. But I think it's pretty obvious right now, hey, we can't cross that barrier. Let me turn this down a little bit. Oops. Not that much. in Unity, when you're testing that stuff, just disable the pathfinding for that AI object, so it's not just wandering. Most of the time, it does not move through Unity. Yeah, it's all based on the code that I have set up here, Barty, in GameMaker. I mean, that's easy to turn off. So we're going to go ahead and I want to spawn the rock. It's way too far to the left because when he spawns the rock, I think I want him to spawn the rock maybe even about where it's at right now. Yeah, see, he shouldn't be moving. And definitely he shouldn't be moving past the barrier. I think in this mode, for when you guys are having the ping pong battle with the rock, I think I'm going to keep him pretty stationary. Like, I might have him move up and down just a little bit. But for the most part, he's going to be stationary. And the reason for that, guys, the reason I'm going to keep him stationary is because, let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. The reason I want the VDS to stay right here in the middle is because the rock's going to be in the middle. The Earth's going to be over here. So when he shoots the rock, I don't ever want him to be up here and shoot the rock, because then if he shot the rock from up here, it would send the rock going down this way. So I want to keep, I mean, the VDS is going to be smart. He's going to know that he needs to stay in the middle to shoot the rock this way towards the Earth. However, as the rock comes over here, you're going to have the ability, so the VDS does need to move, because essentially you'll have the ability with all your freedom of movement here. So let's say the rock's here, and you come up here and shoot it this way, you as the player could potentially send the rock down. Yeah. And you don't have to get the rock over here off the screen. All you have to do is get the rock off the screen. So potentially as a player, you could send the rock up this way or this way. Right? But the VDS is always going to need an ability to get the rock going back towards the Earth. So maybe I shouldn't allow the player to... Should I create more barriers here along the sides? I don't know how to do this. And this is where you guys come in. This is where I ask you guys for help. Do you have to make a nav mesh? I don't know what you're talking about, Barty. Everything I do in GameMaker is made with code, man. Yeah, I control everything that happens in the game with raw code. This is actually very helpful because I want to start making games. And guys, I'm self-taught, so I probably don't... You can look at all my shit here. You can see that I probably don't program everything the most efficient way. A lot of this shit over here is not even used in the game. Like, it was used for experimental shit or, you know, whatever. So a lot of these objects I need to go in and clean out eventually and stuff like that. The reason I haven't done that is because a lot of times when you clean something out, or you erase something in GameMaker, if there's anything at all tied to it, you can completely destroy your game and it won't work and it won't function. So I'm always very careful about what things I destroy or delete. Like, I've deleted backgrounds that I thought I wasn't using anymore or whatever, and had the game not even run. So you got to be really careful in GameMaker with deleting anything that you thought you were going to use before, but is you're not longer using it or whatever. But I mean, all these sprites here, guys, are sprites that I created myself. So I mean, you can see that I drew. I mean, here's all my asteroids. Everything here was drawn, and most of these objects were drawn right here in GameMaker with the kind of level, just kind of how I drew this shield. If you guys watch me draw this barrier here. All right, Sassy, have a good one. Thanks for stopping in, hon. I'm probably going to be working on this a good while, guys, so it's probably going to get really boring, especially when I get into some of the code and crap like that. I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to really explain how to code or how to make a game, but if you guys just kind of want to watch, I mean, that's kind of what the stream is for. I'm probably not the best person to ask how to code, and the reason I haven't ever decided to make like a how to code a simple game in GameMaker or whatever is because I'm probably not the best at teaching you, the best way to program or the best way to code. I know how to make it work with experimentation and by doing something. I mean, I know the basics. A lot of times I do have to look in the manual for Game Maker. I'll either forget how something works, or I'll need to go in and figure out how something works to make it work. So this is where the 400 plus hours of time I put into rock and roll comes in, you know, because I am definitely not an experienced game maker. A lot of this stuff I kind of learn as I go. But I feel like I get better with, you know, I think that's why, like, when I went and made Laser Ball, my second game, I made Laser Ball, guys, in under 20 hours when I first made it. And then now I've probably put another 20 hours into it, making the Electro Blob and stuff like that, and added content to it, making it better. But I still have probably under 40 hours of time, maybe 50 hours of time in Laser Ball, where rock and roll has taken me over 400 hours. So, and I think that the reason I was able to make Laser Ball so much faster is because I got so much experience, you know, working on rock and roll. I learned a lot. A nav mesh is the navigation system for the AI, so it can find its way around, mostly a 3D thing. Oh, okay, I gotcha. All right, Barty, have a good one, man. So the question I'm asking is, I think it would be cool as the player. So basically what we're going to have in this Monster Rock level here, let me zoom this in, guys, so you guys can see a little bit better. I can, there we go. So the VDS is going to be here. You know what, let me just go ahead and put all this shit in the game, guys. Or right here anyway. And then I'll delete it when but I want to be able to show you guys all the bullshit I'm talking about. Object barrier. Okay, so the VDS is going to be here. So here's the VDS, right? And where is the earth I'm using for this one? It's this one. So here's the earth over here. And now let's go ahead and get our monster rock. There it is. Bam. Okay. So see, now I can kind of play with it here in this example. So the VDS is going to fire his shots. He's going to spawn in. First thing we're going to have is, I want to have, when this level first spawns, it's going to spawn your ship in the earth, and the VDS will spawn first. And then he'll laugh, and he'll spawn the shield to protect him from you going and killing him. Because really the best way to kill the VDS is by either dynamiting him or spiral attacking him with your ship, right? So he's going to spawn this shield to protect himself from you being able to get to him. Okay? And then after he spawns the shield, he's going to boom. And I think I want him to spawn the... Well, he'll spawn it like maybe right here. So we need to get a spawn point here. Okay, so 375x, and again about 475y. So 375, 475, okay, is where he needs to spawn the rock. Okay, so he'll spawn the rock about here, and then he'll start firing at it. He'll immediately fire a shot at it, and it'll send the rock moving. So the rock's gonna needs to stay still, not move at all. Right now it actually moves when it's spawned, so I need to take that out, and I need to make sure the rock only moves when either you fire at it or he fires at it. So the VDS will fire a shot at it and send it on its way before you can even do anything. And so then the rock's going to slowly come this way, and you as the player are going to have to come over here and shoot, and your shots will make it move slower. Obviously, if you have stronger firepower, it's going to help you send the rock back this way. However, this is exactly how big the rock's going to be on the screen. So my question, guys, my problem comes, I want to have the, I'm thinking the player could potentially come over here and knock the rock down this way off the screen. And if, like, the rock's coming down here, let's going to say we're going to have the rock completely disappear from the screen for you to win this battle. So whether you knock it off this way, whether you knock it off this way, or get up under it and knock it off this way, you'll succeed. The problem is, let's say the rock's coming up this way, the VDS is stuck over here. If he's firing at it from, you know, down over here or whatever, even if we make him smart and he comes all the way up to the top, if he comes all the way up to the top and he fires at it, I guess it would still send it back to the Earth, because the Earth is in the middle. So what if it's way over here? If he comes over here and fires at it, from way down here in the corner, if he fires at it, maybe if he fires at the top of it, it'll kind of send the rock back. So I think we can make the VDS smart enough to move up and down if you're trying to send the rock off the side of the screen. But what if it's right here? He gets down here and fires at it. He's going to help push it this way, but really not towards the Earth. That could be a problem, guys. I'm wondering if I shouldn't create more barriers that this guy creates, or something, so that you can't send the rock off the side. You have to push it back over him, basically. This is the stuff. What I'm really trying to do is get this all planned out, because once I know how this particular monster rock content is going to work, then it's a lot easier to code it. So if I just start coding random crap in, I mean, it's not going to be fun. That's kind of what I had before. I had a whole level programmed where the VDS wasn't here or anything, and the rock just came in towards the Earth, and you could shoot the rock and chunks would fall off of it, but it just wasn't fun. It wasn't fun at all. So that's when I kind of had the idea, hey, I need to create a VDS and maybe, you know, just come up to date with being able to kind of have a ping pong battle with a rock. VDS is trying to send the rock to the Earth. You're trying to send the rock away from the Earth. So how would I prevent the player from going over here, shooting the rock up, or coming up here and shooting it down? I mean, because potentially the player could even come over here, shoot this way, and send it off this way. I don't want that to be able to happen, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to prevent that from happening. Anybody have any ideas? Anybody? It might be kind of fun if instead of shooting at the rock, if you could actually fly into the rock really fast and knock it backwards. But that would be kind of silly. Right now I have it so you blow up. You lose a life if you hit the rock, which kind of makes more sense. I mean, every other rock you get in the game blows you up, so it makes sense that if you crash into the fucking monster rock, it's going to kill you. Invisible borders. Yeah, I'm thinking what I might do is I might just create a whole I think I might need to create maybe a smaller barrier, a thinner barrier, like this. I could just do the same one, stretch it out, and make barriers go all the way around here. And the only thing that can go through these barriers is rocks. So rocks of all sizes are going to fly everywhere through the barriers, I think. Yeah, I probably won't make them invisible though, because I want the player to know that they can't knock the rock down off the sides or up off the side. So I might just create bigger barriers. I just don't want it to look too confusing or too weird. And we already got one barrier here.
I could also make it...
I could make it so if you're shooting at this direction here and you hit the rock, it doesn't even move. Maybe I could make it so you kind of have to fire it back this direction or the rock won't even move. And so instead of like putting a ton of barriers, I think this is really the only barrier I want. If I can prevent having to create more barriers all the way over here, I just think that would look weird. I want to kind of leave it feeling open. I also want you to have the ability as the player to warp around. And if you can't pass through these barriers, then also if I created barriers all the way around, I mean the rock's already moving through this barrier and other rocks can move through the barrier. So it wouldn't make sense that the rock can move through this barrier, but it can't move through the barriers unless I made them a different color or something, red or something. But again, that's going to look really freaking... I just think it'll look weird. So maybe I'll make it some way where you can't... you can only fire... Maybe I can either make it so you can only fire this direction. Or if you do fire like down at it, it just won't move. It just won't move it at all. Almost like it's in a trajectory for the Earth or away from the Earth. I'm trying to figure out if it would be frustrating though. If you're the player and you come in and fire shots at it and get down here and the rock doesn't do anything, I think it'll be pretty obvious, right? Maybe I'll even make it... Sounds can go a long ways, guys. Sounds can go a long ways. So maybe I'll make it so that if a shot, one of your shots hits the asteroid from the top or the bottom, so if you're trying to send the rock, you know, off the screen like this or whatever, maybe I'll just make it make a chink sound or something like kink, like, you know, like a different sound than if you hit it and knock it this way. So it'll be more of a satisfying sound, like boop, you know, if you send it back this way. But if you send it, if you try to shoot it at the wrong angle, it'll just kind of have like a bounce off sound. Cool rock, Wolfie. Yeah, I drew everything here myself. I mean, and if you guys want to support me, I mean, if you guys want to go get this game available on Steam right now. The link is down in the description. Rock and roll. I'm just working on new content for it. I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll just make it so that if you're firing at it and you're firing at an angle that would send the rock, I'll have to work out the angles. But I think I'm just going to make it so if you're obviously trying to send the rock like off the screen like this, the bullets, your bullets will have no effect, and instead when the bullet hits the rock, you'll hear like an obvious sound that'll be like, it's not doing anything, like your bullets are just bouncing off. And in fact, I could even make the bullets bounce off so you can actually see the bullets bouncing off. That would be cool. Whereas if you're shooting it this way, the rocks will disappear. I mean, the bullets will disappear. So your bullets will disappear. You'll hear a more satisfying sound knocking it back this way. And if you're trying to come under here and knock it up, the rock won't move. You'll see your bullets bouncing off, and you'll hear a completely different sound. Yeah, maybe like a buzz. So that's really all I'm trying to do right now, guys, is get your guys' help, see what you guys think of the Monster Rock, get it all planned out, because in game making, you know, figuring out how you want the game to work beforehand, you know, like Foxy said, he's trying to learn how to be a programmer himself. The first kind of advice I can give to anybody that thinks they want to code their own game, you know, is start really simple first. Maybe even start simpler than my own rock and roll game. But start with a simple 2D game, or even if you are going to go 3D, you're going to work in Unity or whatever, rather than thinking you're going to make the next World of Warcraft or you're going to make the next, you know, Fortnite or something like that. That's the problem with too many new developers that think they want to do something. They're like, wow, they find an engine that they want to see, they watch a highlight video of all the stuff that's ever been made in Unity or whatever, and they get this grand idea that, hey, I'm going to make the next Fortnite, but it's going to have Call of Duty mixed in, and I'm going to add zombies, and it's going to be a massive world. And they get way in over their head, and right there, they're already doomed. You're much better off starting off trying to make a simple Pac-Man game, a simple, you know, any kind of simple 2D game, whatever, or keep it simple. Something that you can finish, you know, something that's going to challenge you, but something that you can actually finish and get that satisfaction, something that you can learn from. Because you're really not going to learn anything from going in and being over your head, you know, right from the start. And then once you come up with an idea of what you're going to do, okay, I want to make a game like Pac-Man. Okay, you want to make a game like Pac-Man, and you know that you want to have the Pac-Man look like freaking Bugs Bunny, whatever. Whatever this idea that you have is, I want to make Pac-Man, but I'm going to have the guy kind of look like a cross between Bugs Bunny and, you know, Beavis and Butthead, whatever. Whatever your idea is, you have these, a lot of people have these ideas of, you know, just random ideas. You need to get it all, and that's kind of what I'm doing here, even just for this one piece of content. I'm trying to figure out exactly how it's going to work, what happens in every situation, you know, and that way I have a kind of a clear idea of what the hell I'm doing when I go to actually code it. And it's going to help you a lot. Yeah, like a Pong game. Yep. Exactly. Try to make it like a Pong game. So best advice I can give you guys, you know, if you are thinking about making your own content. A lot of people wonder, hey, what engine is the best? I don't think it matters. There's a lot of really good engines out there, whether you go Godot, which is completely free, whether you go Unreal, Unity, Game Maker like I'm using, you can use Construct too. But pick one engine and stick with that engine. You know, learn it. Learn that engine, watch tutorial videos. A lot of these popular engines, whether it be Unreal or Unity or Game Maker or Godot or whatever, you're going to be able to find a lot of information online, you know, that can help you out. So go watch tutorial videos on how to, you know, and follow along as they're making a simple game. Follow along and make your own simple game right along with them. That way you learn by hands-on work. And, you know, don't be so worried when you're first starting out about graphics. You don't have to have amazing graphics to start with. I mean, I'd recommend even doing stick figures. And, you know, guys, when I first started rock and roll, I mean, the graphics aren't that good yet, but as I've been making more and more stuff, I've gotten better at making the graphics. But, I mean, if you go back and look at rock and roll, guys, hang on, let me say something here. Let me go. I think I have an image of it here somewhere. Yeah, when I first made rock and roll, guys, when it was first in development, this is what it looked like. There's the image, guys, if you guys want to click on that link. Oops. Yeah, but if I click that link myself and I bring it over here, now I can blow it up. There we go. I mean, that is what rock and look at your ship compared to what I have now. You know, this was my rocks compared to what they are now. But look at your ship, guys. Look at how this is what my first version of rock and roll. And then, you know, so it was a lot simpler back then than what it is now. I think back then there were only 3 sizes of rocks as well, where now there's like 5 stages or 5 sizes of rocks. So, and Monster Rock gives it 6 different sizes. But that is, you know, that's what Monster Rock looked like. I mean, that's what rock and roll looked like back when I first developed it. Put a nuke on it and send it back. Send the rock back to the VDS you're talking about, Marvin? Huh. Well, you will be able to send it back with more firepower, and I think I'm going to have that happen if you increase your firepower at the upgrade station. So by having better firepower that you can upgrade already, that's already in the game, you'll be able, your shots will be able to knock the rock back. So I think I know that I need to make this, I need to spawn the VDS first, make him laugh, make the VDS spawn the barrier in, so you can't go over and kill the VDS. Then he's going to spawn in the rock, and then he's going to fire one of his red molten shots at the rock to start things off, and it's going to send the rock going this way at a not a super fast speed, but then you're going to have to come over here and start shooting at the rock to send it back. Now, if this monster rock hits the earth, your game's over. Don't matter if you have 15 freaking lives here, guys. If this monster rock hits the earth is going to explode, and since your primary goal in this game is to protect the earth, the big rock hits the earth is going to blow up, your game will end right there. However, as you're shooting this rock, and as the VDS is shooting the rock, and you guys are having this war, sending this rock going back and forth, right? With every shot, there's a chance that crumbles off this rock are going to fall off. So as you're shooting this rock, you might have probably, you know, rocks. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Let me get a asteroids right here. Maybe this size. There we go. So as you're shooting this rock, you might have, and let's get a smaller one as well. There we go. So you might have rocks coming off as you're shooting this rock. So you're not only having this battle for knocking this rock back and forth, you're trying to get the rock off the screen this way to win. And then once you clear the rock off this way, the shield will disappear. So if you get the rock off the screen, the shield's going to disappear, and then you can go get your revenge on the VDS and take him out. I might even make this amusing, because if you see the VDS in your game, he definitely is very aggressive. He'll eat you, and he'll fire at you to shoot. But in this game, what do you guys think? If you win this war against him, the shield will disappear, right? And then I'll probably make a whole new sound for him, and I'll make him go, "Oh shit," or something. I don't know. I'll make the VDS make some kind of scared sound, and he'll actually run from you. That would be cool and comical. So rather than, you know, you might, the player, especially the first time they see this, the first time they get into this mode, they've never seen it before, right? Maybe they faced the VDS before in a prior game, and they know this fucker's dangerous as shit and fires all kinds of shots at you. So they're totally expecting that once you get this rock off the screen, they're totally expecting when the shield gets vanquished, right? They're going to be really careful. They're going to be up here going, okay, I need to use my spiral, I need to get in close. They're going to be expecting this motherfucker to be firing at you and moving in close to you. But instead, this motherfucker is going to go, "Ah!" and make some kind of weird sound, and he's going to run away from you. Now, everything can wrap around this point, so the VDS is going to be able to wrap around. But in this mode, he's going to fucking run from you once you win this battle, and you got to try to chase him down and fuck him up. I think that'll be cool. So he's going to be scared of you after you win this massive battle of this, because he's going to see that you're knocking chunks off this fucking rock. These chunks are going to fly faster than this big massive rock, and if these chunks flying around, any of these chunks hit your earth, you better have Geos gems to protect it. If you don't have a Geos gem to protect the earth is going to blow up. And in fact, I might even make some kind of an effect where if a rock hits the earth, as long as you have a Geos gem, you'll see some kind of a shield protecting the earth, and then the rock will be destroyed, I guess. But obviously, you don't want to lose Geos gems in this mode, so you're going to be working like a mofo to take these things out. Meanwhile, while you're trying to take all these chunks out, while you're trying to fly around shooting all these rocks, guess what the VDS is going to be doing? The VDS is going to continue to be firing at this son of a bitch, sending the main rock towards the earth. Guys, if I do this right, I think this could be the best and most fun part of the whole game. I think Monster Rock, if I do this right, and that's exactly why I've, you know, been, I haven't put this content out a long time ago, even though I kind of had the idea of Monster Rock 4 or 5 months ago. If I do this right, guys, I think this is going to be a fun freaking mode. People are going to be saying, oh man, can you make a mode just for Monster Rock? I just want to play Monster Rock by itself. I already have laughs and shit like that for him. Like, I can show you. Hang on. But I could make more sounds. Like, I have... Let me go into my sound effects. Look at all these sound effects. And most of these sound effects were created by me just using my voice. And then I change it with, like, Audacity. I change the depth or whatever. I forgot what I fucking called it, but... Probably VDS laugh or something. Death laugh. Yeah. So that's kind of his evil laugh. I think he has another laugh as well, but I don't know where it's at. And when the VDS shoots, he makes this sound. So there's different sounds for everything in the game. If you beat the VDS, big victory sound. How you doing, Epic? It sounds like me. Now I can see how your terminal looks like. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look at all these sound effects, guys, that I created. All these sound effects. And sounds help make a game. I mean, a lot of these are just really simple sounds, but, you know, sound effects definitely help make a game. Whether it be a small ping or whatever. Sound shot fail. I have no idea what that is for. Oh, that's shot fail. That's in the hard rock mode when you don't have any ammo. So, like, if you don't have any, you can't run out of ammo in the main mode. But if you're playing hard rock, you have to pick up ammo that spawns randomly on the screen. And if you're out of ammo and you try to shoot, I needed some kind of sound to basically say, hey, you don't have any ammo. And this was that sound right there, basically saying you're out of ammo. And then, like in hard rock mode as well, if you grab some ammo and you find the power up and pick it up, I needed a sound effect to say you picked up ammo.
Ammo collected.
There you go. So, I mean, everything has its own sound. Boss battle, so when you go into the boss battle right now and fight the red boss, dramatic. So I'm gonna have to find some kind of dramatic theme for this as well. So some kind of background, you know, rock, you know, dramatic, you know, something that's gonna create tension. So I'm gonna have to have a lot more sound effects for this mode as well. Doing great here. So all I'm trying to do, guys, is I'm just trying to get my viewers into, like, they've already helped me with a couple of things. Just trying to get my viewers' input on my new hard rock mode. Not my hard rock mode, my monster rock mode. I'm adding to rock and roll. I really believe this is, I've said this before. I know I said this when I created the E55 and added the E55. I know in January or December, I think it was December, when I added Zaxtorian Dynamite, which was a whole new idea I added to rock and roll. I said that after the Zaxtorian Dynamite, that was going to be the last major piece of content I was going to add to rock and roll. So I keep coming up with new ideas for this game, but I really think that, you know, when the game started with like 3 power-ups and now it has like 15 power-ups or something like that. So I just keep adding crap to the game, And I like a lot of the stuff that I've added. I like the ET power-up is one of my last power-ups I did. It's the one that makes your ship turn kind of, it cloaks invisible so you can pass through rocks. Things like that. So I like a lot of the stuff I've added, but I really feel like I'm getting to a point here where I need to quit. You know, I could work on this game forever. I could keep adding crap to this game for 10 years, but, you know, it's a $5 freaking game on Steam. I really need to, at some point, say, okay, I'm done. I'm done with it. You know, the only thing I'm going to do is, like, you know, fix bugs and balance and stuff like that. But as far as adding new stuff, I need to quit adding shit to the game. It's good. But I do think I need something here to make the game exciting, another new boss wave, because right now there's really only one boss. When you clear out all the asteroids, there's one boss mode. So I want to kind of give that variety. And this, another question I have for you guys. So I have this big, exciting ping pong battle that you're going to have with the VDS. VDS trying to send the monster rock at the Earth. You're trying to protect the Earth and shoot at the rock to shoot it back this way. Meanwhile, when the VDS shoots at it, rocks could be crumbling off as well, and the rocks, remember, can fly at a higher higher speed, and they can wrap around the screen. They can also go through this barrier. So rocks are flying all over the screen. You're going to have to work your ass off to protect these rocks from hitting the Earth. You don't want to be losing geogems, which are hard as fuck to earn, and they're expensive if you buy them in the upgrade center. So you're definitely not going to want to be losing your geogems. That's your one chance to save the Earth at the end of the game. So, but if a rock hits the Earth, it's gonna, you're gonna have to have a geogem to protect it, or and if you don't, like let's say one of these rocks hits the Earth and you only have one geogem at the time you go into this. So one rock hits the Earth, your geogem that you earned is gone, and now another rock comes in and hits the Earth. You don't have a geogem, your game's over. The Earth's gonna blow up and your game's over. Yeah, this game's already on Steam, man. Not the Monster Rock content, but everything else is in the game already. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, you can buy this game. The link is down in the description, guys. I mean, here's Monster Rock, not Monster Rock. Here's Rock and Roll as it is on Steam right now. Yeah, it's been out for almost a year, man. I put it up last year. Came out last summer, and I'm still adding shit to it.
Stop. Think.
Let's rock and roll.
So here it is. There's two modes. We're at it. What we're talking about, Monster Rock, is going to be in the main mission mode, and you can also do the hard rock mode. So this is a faster, more furious mode, where there's walls around. You can't wrap around. You bounce off the walls. Here's the ammo that you got to pick up. You can see the ammo with the yellow bar. And asteroids are shot at you. Again, this is kind of, you hear the VDS evil sounds in this mode. So it's kind of assumed that the VDS is the one shooting all these small rocks at you. And the rocks continue to get shot at you at a faster and faster rate. So pretty soon the rocks are shot at you really fast. I took a hit there. If I take one more hit, I'll be dead. I will heal in about 20 seconds before I can find a health pickup. And I died. So this is one life. Lasts as long as you can. And you can pick up bombs as well. So if I pick up this bomb, there you heard the evil laugh. The same evil laugh of the VDS. So I can either shoot the rocks, right? If I can. It's not easy. You can pick up spiral attacks as well. Or if you get a ton of rocks on the screen and you have a bomb, you can blow them all up with one shot. But I don't have any bombs now, so I gotta pick up another bomb. Oh, took a hit. Now another thing you can do is you can do a spiral attack here. And if I hit anything, when I do the spiral, there's a health pickup. Let's get that health. Ah, fuck. Missed it. So this is really a fast-paced, one life, you know, really quick games. So a completely different mode than the main mode we're talking about. So if you go into the main mode here, you get to select your level. That shows you all the power-ups that I've added over time. Kind of a quick idea. The last power-up that I've added. You guys even see that? You guys can't even see that shit. I'm sorry. God damn it. Power-ups. There we go. All right, let me do this again, guys. Yeah, white screen. Sorry about that. It's because OBS is fucked up. So if we go into hard rock mode again, let me show you this mode, guys. You guys should see a picture in a second, maybe. Oh, hang on. I know why it's not working. There we go. There we go. Now you guys are seeing it. Okay, so, here we go. So, in hard rock mode, which you can select from the main menu, you're just trying to survive as long as you can. You're not really trying to protect the earth in this mode or anything like that. You're just trying to survive as long as you can. You can hear the evil laugh of the VDS sending this shit at you. You can pick up spirals, and you can pick up ammo. Your ammo is shown in the yellow bar on the top right. The number of bombs I have is also shown in red up there. I need to pick up more ammo. Filled up my ammo. I took a hit, so now I gotta either find a health pickup or wait like 20 seconds until I recover. I can do a spiral attack like that, or I can blow up all the, if I have a bomb, I can blow up all the enemies at once. So now I'm healthy again. I still have a bomb. I shot him, but I took a hit. There's a health pickup right there. So this one's a lot more frantic and furious than the main mode. A lot of dodging and weaving and trying to stay alive as long as you can. So right now I've survived for over a minute. You get points just for staying alive in this mode. Like even if you don't shoot anything or whatever, just every second you're alive, you get points. Because it's freaking tough. I mean, that's a pretty good game, and I only lasted a minute and 20 seconds there. Just bought it, Zaxter. Thanks, Marvin. Appreciate it, man. Hopefully you enjoy it. So, and then the main mode here, guys, is you know, here you go into the main mode. You can select one of 4 difficulties down here at the bottom, and then it shows all your power-ups there. The power-ups at the very start are the earliest ones, and as the game continued to progress, I added more and more power-ups. So when the game first came out, there was really only like 4 power-ups, 4 or 5 power-ups. And since then, now we have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now there's 14 different power-ups that you can see on the screen. Yeah. So, you pick your level, and then as you can see, this is a lot slower version. You have the ability to come in here. There's also a tutorial as well, so if you're not knowing how to play, you want to learn a lot, because there's a lot of crap to this game now. And, so in this mode, you're trying to protect the Earth. And the best way to do that is with the Geos gems in the top right, little green gems. And the way you get Geos gems is either by saving up money, which you can collect resources and sell for money. The shiny things are the resources, right? I want to get that Mesa shield protection, though. That's a power-up. That's a really good one. I want to get this over here before it goes away.
Hell yeah. Free Mesa? Woohoo!
And then I also want to get this dynamite.
Dynamite.
So to do dynamite's pretty cool. So what I can do is I can place a dynamite like right there where the star is. I placed it right there. It takes like 10 seconds. And then it'll cause a big explosion. You got to make sure you're not in that explosion or it'll blow you up, just like I blew myself up right there. I blew up the rocks. You see all the resources spawning out of there. The problem is I got into the range of the explosion and I killed myself. So a lot of the stuff has been, you know, added to the game in the last year after it even launched on Steam, like Mesa and a lot of this stuff. Dynamite, a lot of this crap has been added as I've added more and more stuff to the game. But as you see, as I shoot these rocks, you'll see the Geos progression bar at the top. When that fills up, my next shot on an asteroid will release a Geos gem that I can go collect. It only lasts for like, I think 40 seconds. If you don't pick it up within 40 seconds, it'll shatter and you'll lose it. But that is how you save the Earth at the end of the game. The more of those you can get, the better chance you have of saving the Earth from the asteroids. And time is of the essence. You get a huge bonus if you clear out all the rocks on a level within a certain time. The time varies. It's based on how many enemies and how many rocks you have on your level. And if you do, like, the old asteroids had a situation where if you got in trouble and got surrounded, you could do a hyperspace and you could appear in a random spot on the screen. I didn't like hyperspace for my game. I wanted to be different. So rock and roll basically means a rock, like an asteroid, and roll is your spiral attack. So let's assume I'm in trouble here with all these rocks around me and I can't get out. You can do a spiral attack here and send your ship in a spiral motion, breaking asteroids with your ship. And you'll see the spiral attacks, and they're on the left side of the screen, kind of the green twirly thing. I have 6 of them left. And then you pick up all these resources as well, and then that's a cannonball power-up. I pick this power-up, and it'll send me hurling at over 1,000 miles an hour or whatever, under my speed. And I go crashing through at rocks to blow them up. The power-up time is displayed under the timer in red at the top. Shows you how much time I have left to send my ship hurling through the rocks. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot to this game. I've got a ton to it.
Is available to craft.
So now I've collected enough resources. I needed resources, a certain type of resource on every level. It varies every wave. But then you can craft an A55, which I call the A55 kicker or ass kicker. It's a little turret that you can craft the resources. And it's right there. It's the yellow thing. The red thing is an enemy. I need to try to kill it. There we go. My A55 killed that skull enemy. Now, the base A55 that you craft doesn't move by itself. You kind of have to, if it stops, you kind of got to shoot it to send it
A55
on a wave. But after you craft it, after like a minute after you craft it, you can upgrade it to be smarter and actually track asteroids down, move by itself, and become a lot more efficient at helping you out. But if you upgrade it, it costs half your resources that you collect. Then, after you clear out all the rocks, you come to this boss level. And this is the only boss right now that I have. So you face this boss after every wave right now. And that's kind of why I wanted to create Monster Rock, was to kind of vary it up a little bit. Now you can also, this thing varies in speed. He shoots lightning balls at you. He just destroyed my A55. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to try to blow him up with dynamite. Try to place this right. You got to get the timing right. I think I missed though. Maybe it'll hit part of him. Nope. My timing was off on that. I still have 2 dynamites left. Let's go ahead and try this again. He's shooting at me, but I had to make his shooting be off sometimes, or he shot you every time the first time and killed you. So I had to make him so he wasn't perfect. He hit me. I did a lot of damage to him with a dynamite, but he still has a lot of health left.
Extra ship.
Now he also has a he also has a weak area, which you can see below the boss HP. That changes. That little flashing bar that shows he's vulnerable to a bottom attack. So if we get at the bottom here, what? Oops. There we go. Doing a lot of damage every shot there because I'm hitting his vulnerable side. And that vulnerable side will change like every 15-20 seconds or something. Again, that varies. A little bit random. But you got to keep moving or he'll shoot you. There we go, got him. And then we get some loot. Some fat loot. And then, with all this fat loot that you collect, nickel, all these resources that you actually find in real asteroids, titanium, iron, cobalt, all this bullshit. So now that we've beat the boss, we get to take all the resources that we've collected. First of all, it's going to give us all our statistics for that wave. If you beat the time to beat, 5 minutes and 39 seconds on that particular level, I didn't beat it, so I didn't get a bonus, but it shows me that I destroyed 194 total asteroids, how many asteroids of each size I destroyed. I got a bonus for shooting while moving, 535. Shows the A55 destroyed or got 34 of my points, 0% of the total points that I scored. Geos progression bar, just a lot of different stats there. If you get a shot accuracy over 25%, you get an accuracy bonus, but we didn't get that. After you see your stats, though, you move on to the selling station, Galactic Space Hub, where you sell your resources, and you can choose to sell each resource for either points to help you get, you know, like extra lives or whatever, get a higher score. So like this particular thing says I collected 4 iron clusters. I can either sell them for a total of 391 score points, or I can sell them for cash of 4,676. So you got to make a choice of how you want to sell each resource. So I'm going to sell everything for cash just so that maybe I can buy Mesa Shield Protection at the upgrade center. So now I have 287,000 cash, and one of the things I like to buy is Mesa Protection because it can help you the next wave from getting destroyed. So it lets you take any impact in repair mode versus a death. So 209,000, it only lasts 1 wave, but you can also increase your power-up time for when you collect a power-up. Every second costs you, the more you buy, the more expensive it gets. You can buy more spirals, you can buy a Geos gem. I do have enough to buy a Geos gem that could help me protect the Earth. I could increase my rotation speed, increase my firepower, or I could buy dynamite. And whenever you're ready to go, you just click here. But we're going to go ahead and buy Mesa Protection. We're going to buy a couple of dynamites, and we're going to spend all our money, and we're going to go. And now you see at the top, in the center, you see the Mesa lit up, showing I have Mesa Shield Protection, and I just got the amazing Cannonball power-up again. I'm getting lucky. Is this on Xbox? I wish, man.
55 kicker.
I wasn't even aware Zax had been for sale. Oh my god. How you doing, Valkyrie? What's going on, man? But yeah, this is a game, guys. I mean, if you guys were wondering what it's about, I've made a lot of changes to the game over the first 10 months it's been out. A lot of upgrades, a lot of new power-ups, dynamite, the A55, all kinds of shit is new. And now I'm working on the newest piece of content, the Monster Rock. But this is a game. I mean, if you like asteroids or you like old school kind of arcade classics, this might be a game for you. I healed. Do a spiral attack, get rid of some rocks, but it hurls you off. The spiral attack is dangerous because it hurls you off in a random direction. I would have died right there when I smashed into that rock, but the Mesa protect me. The Mesa Shield Protection protect me, and now I'm damaged instead of dying, losing a ship. Oh, I do have the ability now. I collected enough resources I can make an A55 crafter. So notice when I create the A55, he'll set right there. Now I can shoot him to send him off in a direction, but he doesn't hunt down asteroids himself. He'll just sit there. So I can send him on his way with a shot, but he'll slow down in a second and come to a stop. But as he's moving, he is shooting any asteroids that are within his range. But he has kind of no IQ or anything like that right now on hunting down asteroids himself.
A55 is available.
But after a minute after you craft him, it says up at the top right, up your A55, press Y. If I do that, it's going to cost me half of all the resources I collect on this wave to upgrade him. So kind of expensive to upgrade him, but sometimes it's worth it. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade him. He turns blue, and notice he immediately started moving, and now he's hunting down the asteroids and trying to help me out. He becomes a lot more helpful when he's upgraded. Yep. But that is rock and roll, guys. I mean, that's what it's like right now. The problem is that boss battle that you saw me fight with the red boss. You know, he is I want to get that if I can. Help. So this is the only enemy I have now. See, I faced him twice in a row right now. 855 going right at him. See if we can blow him up with some dynamite here.
Dynamite, please.
Blow him on the top side. Dynamite got him. Did a lot of damage. But yeah, I mean, right now the only boss battle you have is this guy over and over again. I mean, he gets stronger every time you face him. He has more health and stuff like that, and his shots get more accurate. But that's why I'm adding Monster Rock, because I wanted to kind of vary that up a little bit. Get my mad loot.
Extra ship earned.
Yeah, I wish this was on Xbox, man. If this was on Xbox or PS4,
Level complete.
I mean, if I ever make enough money, I would definitely put it on the Xbox or PS4. But I'd have to make a lot. I'd have to get a lot of sales before I could afford to do that. It's expensive to put a game like this on a console. Yeah, but I wish it was on the Xbox or PS4. I'd probably be making a lot more money. A lot less competition on the consoles, I think. I mean, there's a ton of games on the Xbox and the PS4, but way less competition than on like Steam. But so yeah, I mean, that's the base game, and now we're working on the Monster Rock. It's going to be a battle of sending this Monster Rock between you and the VDS. Maybe I'll make it so if you shoot the rock and hit the VDS, the VDS will, maybe when the rock hits the VDS, that's when the rock will explode and the VDS will get weak. Maybe that's why he runs from you. And when the rock hits the VDS, this barrier preventing you from attacking him will disappear as well. So his barrier that he put up will disappear. The rock will explode, but the VDS will become weak. Maybe I'll have him change to a different color. Like maybe pink or something. I don't know. Some other color to show that he's weak. And that's when he'll go, yikes! And he'll be running his ass off from you, trying to avoid you as you're trying to spiral attack him and kill him. That'd be cool. So it won't be when the rock goes off the screen. You actually, he's trying to move the Monster Rock to the Earth, to destroy the Earth. Meanwhile, that's why you don't want to send the rock off the screen anyway. Yeah, you're not wanting to send the rock off the screen. You're wanting to send the Monster Rock at him to help kill him. Because the way you get rid of the shield is hitting him with the fucking rock. Yeah, that'll work. What do you guys think? Gonna drink a beer and play some Borderlands 2. Looking forward to trying out your games, Zaxtorian. Hey, man, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. Let me know how you like it, man. Just trying to get all my new content figured out. Valkyrie, if you're still here. How you doing, hon? I haven't seen you in a while. A week or two, it feels like. Feels like a couple weeks since I've seen you. I know I saw you briefly once, like when I was playing Dead by Daylight, I think. But I think this will be a completely new mode. I think this is going to completely change the feel of the game. I mean, like Dynamite and stuff like that changed the game quite a bit. So with this ping pong battle between you and the VDS trying to destroy the Earth, and chunks falling off the rock that you have to destroy from hitting the Earth as well. And you guys, so this is going to be kind of cool. Rocks are going to end up falling off of this as you guys are shooting this thing. They'll be flying around. You're going to be like, oh shit, I better get this fucking rock. So in the main mode, I mean, it's going to be so much different. This is going to change things up so much. Because all you're used to having to protect is yourself. So it's pretty easy to know, like when you're in the middle spinning here, that a rock's kind of coming your way. But now you're going to have to, as you're flying around doing everything you're doing, you're going to have to be like, oh shit, is this rock that's going this way headed towards the Earth? And if it is, you're going to have to get over here and protect it. Because you don't want to be losing these geogems. And if you don't have any geogems, an asteroid hits the Earth, you're done, your game's over. Yeah. I think this is definitely going to change things up in my game. I think this is probably going to be one of the more fun modes too if I do it right. So I got a base I got a base idea of how I want this mode to work now. Now I just need to get it all programmed in and get it working. Based on what I've done so far, Dynamite, when I added Dynamite probably took me about, not that long. Dynamite probably took me about maybe 4 to 6 hours to add to the game. It wasn't that long, if that. Probably not even that long. The boss battle that I have now probably took me 8 to 10 hours to get all in and get a balance right and get it working right. Probably 8 to 10 hours. I'm going to guess Monster Rock, now that I have an idea of what it's going to be like. I don't think it's going to take me but about 10 to 12 hours to get it working. We'll see. So I need to get to work on this, guys. Put about 10 to 12 hours of work in this and get Monster Rock in. I think it's definitely going to be well worth the time spent. Yeah, who's there? Who's out there watching? You guys have any ideas? Anybody watching? Really just kind of planning out my Monster Rock content and, you know, doing it on live so I could get ideas. A couple people have kind of made suggestions or whatever that have kind of helped me. I mean, a lot of the stuff in Rock and Roll Night now, I mean, most of it's from me. Most of it's my idea, but a lot of the stuff that's really good in the game came from ideas from you guys, either people either playing the game or you guys watching me in live streams just like this. Mother Sucker was a power-up that Rusty Fox's. I think Nicole kind of had the idea for Mother Sucker. It's an awesome power-up. I love it. Also, Nicole from Rusty Fox's gave me the idea to make it so you could shoot resources out of the way. So like if a resource, like a nickel, for example, was in your way of shooting a rock or whatever that you were trying to shoot, before the nickel wouldn't move if you shot it. Now, because of her idea, I made it so you could shoot it out of the way. Other ideas, such as being able to save your game, came from other people that played the game and suggested it on the forums. Achievements. I never planned on putting achievements into my game, but that came from a suggestion from somebody. Yep, a lot of the shit that's in the game has come from suggestions and comments and stuff like that. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know. But I really think this is going to be a fun mode. It's going to be completely different than what you're used to, so it's going to change things up quite a bit. Having a ping pong battle. This guy shooting the Monster Rock to send it this way. You shooting it back to try to kill the VDS. Meanwhile, chunks are falling off with all these shots that are going to be flying around that you're going to have to take care of. So you're flying around trying to kill all these little chunks that are flying off. Guess what this VDS is going to be doing? VDS is going to be shooting the fuck out of this rock to try to send it right at the earth. So you're going to have your hands full in this mode. You don't really have any ideas. What do you think, Foxy? Do you think this sounds like a fun mode to play though? Like, I don't even know if you have the game right now, but does it sound good? What I plan on doing? I mean, I'm gonna have to get it all right. I'm gonna have to get your firepower and stuff like that. You know, knock this back the right speed. His shots are probably gonna send it at a faster speed towards you. You got to make sure the challenge is there. But he's not going to be able to shoot nearly as fast as you either. So his shots will come like once every, I don't know, 5 to 10 seconds probably. Meanwhile, you see how fast you can shoot. You can shoot the shit out of it. That's why your shots won't do nearly as much difference. But if you're shooting the shit out of it, it's going to move a little bit faster. But he fires at it, it's going to be boop. It's going to knock out all the progress you made. And you're going to go, oh, fuck. And you're going to have to fire at it, try to send it back this way. But you're also going to have to worry about a rock coming in here this way at the fucking earth. And try to get over here and knock it out. Oh, you're broke so you can't buy it? Well, it does go on sale next week. Rock and Roll goes on sale next week. So, actually not next week, tomorrow. Yeah, today's Sunday. Rock and Roll goes on sale tomorrow, so. Yep. You've added and changed so much since you launched Rock and Roll. You've done a good job on this arcade style games. Actually, I can't help but compare to the games. Yeah. I mean, we're looking at Rock and Roll. We just saw me playing it, and then I went back. I think Valkyrie was here when I first started developing the game back in February of 2016, a year and a half ago. So when Valkyrie first, I think she was here. I know Brookie Bear was here. I don't remember everybody was here. I know Gematron was there. I remember Brookie Bear being there, though. Because I think Brookie Bear was one of the first ones, or maybe Valkyrie, I don't remember. But somebody was there as I was, as I first started developing this game. The game wasn't even called Rock and Roll back then. I was making a game called Zaxtorians. So instead of asteroids, I was calling it Zaxtorians. And I started developing a game called Zaxtorians with these kind of graphics. And at the time, it was going to be a free game that I gave to new subscribers. So anybody that subscribed to me on my channel was going to get my free game called Zaxtorians to kind of help promote growth on my YouTube channel. And that was the idea. And so I figured, why not stream? Oops, you guys aren't seeing it. Sorry here. There we go. So as you guys... so this was Zaxtorians way back then, when I first started developing it. And then somebody suggested, I don't know if it was Valkyrie or Brookie Bear or who, somebody said, you know what? Rather than giving this game away, Zax, this actually seems like a pretty fun game. Maybe you should try to make this game and sell it on Steam. Developing it a little bit and try to sell it on Steam. And I was like, you know what? Maybe you're right. In that same stream, I was like, you know what? And I changed the name from Zaxtorians to Rock and Roll. And I came up with the idea of Rock and Roll because at the time, even for Zaxtorians, I was explaining I had the idea for a roll attack, which is my spiral attack here. So that's how I came up with the name Rock and Roll. And then Gematron, I know, was the one who came up with the tri-shot that would fire a shot from each of your triangular vertex points. So that is how tri-shot was formed. Was Gematron suggested that? I do remember that. Yeah, that's what I keep saying, Valkyrie, because I've told my son this and stuff like that. I've told my dad this as well. I loved asteroids so much back in the 80s that as a kid, I would have creamed my pants, literally. If I would have had that's one thing I wish. I wish I could send my own game, Rock and Roll, back to myself back in the 80s. Because I would have shit myself. I would have been so fucking happy with it, Rock and Roll. Even if I didn't know it was from me in the future. I mean, if Rock and Roll had just come out from anybody, and I'd been able to play this game when I was a kid, I would have been in fucking heaven. Yeah, imagine this was out in the 80s. It's like those games, but has been more layered. You could have made a fortune. Still can, if you ever get a time machine. Yeah. I don't know. I know this is a niche game, and a lot of people don't like these kind of games nowadays because everybody's into the big 3D games and stuff like that. But I still feel if I get the balance right and I make the game fun enough, which is what I'm trying to do with adding Monster Rock and all the other things I've added since I was at this point, I still feel like if I get a little bit of luck, this game could if I have a little bit of luck, I feel like this game could probably do pretty well. Not nearly as well as it would have done back in the 80s. I mean, back in the 80s, this game would have been... There's no doubt in my mind, guys. If this game could have came out in the 1980s, it would have been the #1 game for years. No doubt about it. Yeah, this game, if this would have came out in the 80s, it would have sold like fucking hotcakes. Everybody would have had to have this. Now, or if it came out in the arcades or whatever, it would have had so many fucking quarters pumped into it. Yeah, you're right though. I mean, it will never do as well now as it would have done, even in the 90s. Even in the 90s, it would have done really well. But that's the best I can do. I mean, I'm a new coder. I obviously can't compete with the AAA games and stuff like that. I can't compete with even indie developers that are really good at what they do, like the indie developers who made Stardew Valley and stuff like that. I'm not at that point yet, so the best thing I can do is just make a game that I can do with the passion that I have and make the best game that I can. How you doing, Melons? Good to see you, man. Anyway, my computer can't run anything on Steam, so if I bought it, I couldn't play it, but I would still buy it to support you. I appreciate that, Foxy. Melons, how you doing, my dude? Good to see you. I'm about to end the stream, guys. I'm going to get something to eat. I'm freaking starving. And then I'm probably going to get to work on my Monster Rock content. I'm probably going to try to get it added here in the next week. There's a Steam. We know there's a Steam summer sale coming up. A big, like, 4th of July sale. And it's different every year. You know, the timing on the Steam summer sale is different every summer. But we know that we're going to have a big Steam sale coming up this summer. And my goal is to get Monster Rock into rock and roll before that summer sale comes up. So I need to get to work on it. And today's live stream was the first part of it. Trying to get it all figured out. Trying to get a plan. Or a base plan anyway. And I swear, guys, you guys, Valkyrie, Melons, you guys that are subscribers to my channel and long-time viewers of my channel, you guys are going to have to make me stop. I need you guys to remember this day. Right now, I am saying when I add Monster Rock to the game, no more content. I'm done. I mean, I'll still balance the game. I'll still fix bugs and stuff like that. You know, I might do, like, you know, changes to make it look better and UI changes and stuff like that. Minor stuff just to make it, you know, run and look better. But as far as whole new content ideas, like new bosses and new, you know, Monster Rock like I'm adding now and new power-ups and all that bullshit, I need to stop. I've put way too much time in this game already. I'm at over 400 hours easy in time developing this game over the last year. I need to quit working on rock and roll. I have other ideas for new games, and I need to get to work on new games. Need to quit putting so much heart and soul into this game. Because honestly, I mean, Monster Rock might help it a little bit, but anybody that was excited about this kind of game probably would have already bought it. I don't think, as cool as I think rock and roll, I mean, as cool as I think Monster Rock sounds like it's going to be, and even if it is really cool, just like the Dynamite was really cool, I think Dynamite added a lot to the game. It doesn't matter. It didn't really help sales. So the game is just like Valkyrie said. This game would have sold like hotcakes back in the 80s, and it's just not selling well, you know. It's not doing very well on Steam. I mean, I've made my money back, and they say, guys, I've read a lot of things and heard a lot of things. They say your first game on Steam, which is what my game was, you know, first indie game on Steam, if you make your $100 back from the game, you've done extremely well. Like, I think they said like 96% or 98% or something like that of all of developers' first games on Steam don't even come close to making their $100 back that they spend putting the game up on Steam. So I've already well surpassed that. I've already made, you know, can't give you guys exact figures, but I can tell you guys that I've already made more than 4 times the money that I spent putting the game on Steam. I've already made more than that, 4 times as much back from the game. But when you consider all the hours and everything that I've put into the game, you know, is it a good investment as far as dollars per hour? No. But it's still something that I'm very proud of, you know. I'm proud of making a game that works and is fun. And a game, like I said, the biggest reason I'm proud of it, guys, isn't because it's better than Dead by Daylight or better than all these other AAA games. No. The main reason I'm proud of Rock and Roll and having it on Steam is because I know for a fact that as a kid, the Asteroids game that I loved so much back as a kid, that if I could give Rock and Roll to myself as a kid in the 80s, I would have shit myself. I would have fucking creamed myself. I would have been in freaking heaven. Like, I would have been completely in awe. Not even, you know, not even knowing that I made it myself. Just like if Rock and Roll came out from some other guy or whatever, some other company, I would have been all fucking over it. I would have fucking mowed lawns all summer long if I had to have bought it. So, I don't see what's wrong with continuing to work on this. If you're enjoying the work, why stop? Yeah, you got a good point there, Valkyrie. What she said, lots of laughs. Yeah, but at some point, I think I have other ideas. I have other games that I think that I know that I want to make, and I think some of the other ideas for games will reach a wider audience. Will reach more people, and yeah, I'm enjoying working on the game. I enjoy coming up with the ideas for this game and stuff like that. But another thing too, if I just keep adding shit to it, pretty soon what's going to happen is I'm going to bog the game down. I'm going to get the game to a point where the game won't run on half of people's computers and shit like that. I mean, I just want to, you know, there's a point where you're doing too much. So for example, if a baker, if a baker is making a chocolate cake, and he decides, you know what, I think this cake would be a little bit better if I added a little more chocolate to it. Let's go ahead and add another layer of chocolate to this cake. Yeah, the cake might be great if he adds 1 or 2 layers of extra chocolate to that cake. But if he just keeps adding more and more layers of that chocolate icing to the cake, pretty soon it's going to be way too fucking sweet, and he's going to ruin it. And that's kind of the same thing I have here. If I just keep fucking adding more features and more shit to this game, you know, at some point I'm going to cause it to just fucking crumble and I'm going to ruin it. And I don't want to do that. With the shitting and creaming, that's what heaven is. Oh my god. According to a friend of mine, there is no shitting in heaven. He should know. He's religious and all that. Oh my god, Valkyrie, that's hilarious. It's good to know that there's no shitting in heaven. So the question I have for you, Valkyrie, is if there's no shitting in heaven, is there shitting in hell? I bet they have cream in heaven. Oh my god, you guys are hilarious. You guys are cracking me up. God. So I just played rock and roll, guys, and here is my, you know, kind of me working on the idea. But if I come in here, guys, let me see.
Let's rock and roll.
Here we go, guys. Here is rock and roll from back in February, I think, of 2016. This is like 4 months before it even came out on Steam. This was the main screen. You couldn't use a controller. You had to use mouse and keyboard. Spacebar to continue. Here's the level selection. Looks kind of similar. Oh my god. And here it is, guys. Here is old school rock and roll. No dynamite, no in-level bosses, no resources, no resources here yet. But spiral attack was one of the things I definitely had. I had 5 spirals. You can see that up here. Look how slow it moved. Hey, but it worked. It worked. Yep, this is one of my first working prototypes of rock and roll. That was Smasher right there. Ah, I missed it. Fuck.
Smasher selected.
I had nothing to show you that you had Smasher. Like your ship didn't change color or anything like it does now. It just says take revenge on the rocks up at the top. And you could go through the rocks. A lot different back then than it is now, for sure. Power up timer 3.
Power-up expired.
Yep, this is rock and roll back when I first started making it. Man, it's changed a lot. By the way, guys, if you guys are, you know, you're watching this video or whatever, and you have rock and roll, you can actually go and put in a code on Steam and change the, and play this version. So I made it so you could play this version. If you own rock and roll on Steam, you can put in the code in the beta tab on the properties. And I explain how to do that in a thread on the rock and roll forum. So I show you step by step how to do it. And you can go and change your rock and roll to this version and play this exact same version here. And then you can easily change it back. Yep, but it's changed a lot over time. You own rock and roll? There you go, man. You can go back and play the version from February of 2016, Melons. Play that version I was just playing. before it got too many features. Before the VDS for sure. Before bosses, before resources, before a lot of the shit. You couldn't even go and upgrade your ship or anything. Yep. Yeah, Valkyrie owns it too. I know Valkyrie bought it. You guys bought it to support me though. Because you guys love me. Next time I talk to him, I'll ask if there's a shitting in hell. And or ask if hell even exists in his religion. So guys, I got to get to work on this, but right now I got to fucking eat, and I'm not gonna I'm not gonna go through and live stream the 12 hours or whatever it's gonna take me to get this all in. But I will be back with a live stream when I get a halfway working prototype of Monster Rock working. Once I get Monster Rock half-ass working, I will be back with another live stream. Let you guys, my viewers, take a look at it, see what you think. I'll give you guys a code, so if you guys own rock and roll, you guys could go in and test it yourself. Probably what I'll do is I'll make a, like right now, I'm just going to keep it like this, and I'm going to make a code so people can go in and test rock and roll before I actually add it to the game. So I'm probably just going to keep it like this. So what will happen is, let me show you guys because you're seeing a white screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep the test version like this, so people that own the game, everybody, not just people watching my stream.
Let's rock and roll.
So everybody that wants to test out the Monster Rock content will be able to just come in here, and instead of playing the normal mode, they're just going to go ahead and start right with the Monster Rock. Obviously, it's all fucked up right now, but yeah, you'll be able to play with the Monster Rock starting off. And fight. Nightbot, fight me. Nightbot's gonna fight you, Valkyrie. Alright, Melons, Valkyrie, thanks so much for coming in. I love you guys. I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'm gonna feed my son. He's hungry as well, I know. And guys, I'm going to get to work on Monster Rock. Hopefully I'll have it up within the next day or two. It'll probably end up taking me longer than I hope, so hopefully sometime the middle of this week. Who knows? Maybe it'll be tomorrow. I don't know. Whenever I get the Monster Rock content halfway working, I'll do another live stream. Let you guys see what I got. And let you guys give me any advice or ideas on where I should take it from my first working prototype of the Monster Rock. I'll make it available for you guys to play should you want to, so you guys can go test it yourself. And I'll do another live stream of it all. And we'll be back sometime between tomorrow and Wednesday, I would guess, with my first working version of the Monster Rock content. Alright guys, have a good one everybody. I love you guys all. Valkyrie, Melons, whoever else is here is watching, thank you so much for watching. Have a good one you guys. We'll see you soon.